caught the vibe, now I'm feeling alive. Running through the trenches on my soul, I'ma thrive. Haters got the whip like Chanel number 5.
Welcome, everybody, to the East of Elvins 310 podcast, coming to you on this Christmas episode. It's not the 25th, it's the 21st. On the left, you know who it is. No names need to be said. On the right, you know, not just the Infusionator. He's here, too. We're all wearing Christmas gear, kind of.
Yeah.
Weeds green. It counts.
Yippee-ki-yay.
With that being said, welcome, everybody. How y'all doing today?
Good, man. How about you?
Hello.
Doing good. Trying to adjust to this weather and also trying to get my shit together from the comedy show last night.
Yeah, how was that?
So the comedy show was dope. Obviously, no pun intended. It was amazing. They had 3 comics. I'm telling you right now, one of them literally was going for like an hour and 15 minutes, and he was fucking phenomenal. It was just a wonderful night. My brother came in from Oregon. We got to go out to there. He told me he was nervous about going because he's like, what am I going to do while you're on stage? And I'm like, Nick, I'm not a fucking comedian. Like, I'm going to be in the audience with you, bro. Yeah. And he's like, oh, fuck yeah, I'll go. So it was cool. We had a table. We sat down. A bunch of good people. Again, this is growing. Even around Christmas time, it was amazing. They were just great comics all the way around. We had 2 ladies and a gentleman from South Carolina. So it was Brandon Rainwater.
Yes.
Okay.
And, yeah, phenomenal guy. He's definitely going somewhere. But it was just a good time. Good vibes, good people. Atmosphere was nice. Blowing smoke. Old boy Kane, Eddie showed up with a fucking half-ounce doobie, which is always nice. Whenever somebody shows up from a dispo, and I'm not knocking on anybody that's not at a dispo, but when someone shows up from a dispo, usually it's what they have collected in their samples that we get. So, like, usually it's going to be your top-notch shit. You know, it's going to be super terpy, going to be really flavorful. This was both, and it's one of those things you got to cradle with both hands. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, you can't grab it by the tip like everything does now. Yeah. You got to cradle and then hand it over like a little baby. Yeah. But it was a great time. Again, if you've never been, you really should get out there and check this out. It's always a great time.
Yeah, and the underground's such a cool location anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to go to the show. We had my my daughter's birthday party yesterday, and last night. So we combined both of them, my youngest and my oldest, and then we got that done. And then we went over and my youngest got her ears pierced.
Oh,
her first
ear.
Yeah, her first set of ear piercings.
Where'd you go do that at?
Rising Tide Tattoo Parlor in Farmington.
I can't say I know about that one.
Yeah, it's you know where Taco Bell is at, right?
Yeah.
It's just right down from Taco Bell, next to that Casey's.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and right next to the dental office over there.
How did it happen?
Actually, dude, it went really good. Like Anna, she was scared going in there, and
Sure.
Yeah, it's funny. She walked up to the lady, or the lady walked up to her and sat her down, and she had her stuffed animal, and walks up to her and she says, "How are you?" "I'm doing good." Anna just looks at her and says, "I'm good. I want to see the needle."
Oh. She wanted to inspect the needle.
Yeah. She says, "I want to see the needle." She's like, Are you sure? And she kind of looked at both of us, and I was standing there. I was like, "Yeah, let her see it." She took a look at it, and she goes, "It's so tiny, they'll be okay."
Oh,
and then she took and sat back and got her ears pierced, and she did great.
Amazing.
So it was
awesome.
Yeah. It was a good experience. They're great over there.
It's a lot better experience than I went through. I was, different generations. Not everybody had their ears pierced, and I'm a boy. Mm-hmm. I was a sophomore in high school, maybe a senior. I was going to the club, and I had to have my ears pierced. And we went to Walmart, and my homeboy, Tiny, which he wasn't Tiny. That's why we gave him the nickname Tiny.
Right.
We all had nicknames back in the day. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, dude. I had a friend.
Do you remember? What was your nicknames back in the day before I go on? Do you remember?
Well, a good friend of mine we called Slim, and he was anything but slim.
Everything
and then
but
we
slim.
had another one that we called Lunchbox. And that one kind of fit, So it just kind of depends, man.
That's funny.
Well, mine actually at first, it was the thing. We started the Trick Boys. So some of you guys might know the story if you're listening. If not, I'll fill you in real quick. But me and my best friend, his name was Nick. He was super gothic, ears gapped, spike, all black, gothic as hell. I, on the other hand, was your boy band member. The NSYNC member that fell off the list because they couldn't have 6 people. They only had to have the 5. So I had the tips in the hair and shit. And me and him running together, it was just awkward sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to find 2 girls that were just like us.
Yeah,
you know what
that's-
I mean? So it was always I was trying to get him to step up, and I was trying to go the other way, and it never worked out. But we wanted to start a group, and it was cool. So we started Trick Inc. Boys, and it was because my name's Travis and his name's Nick, so we were the Trick Boys, and it seemed cool. You know, his name was Ace. My name at first was Killa. Yeah, we laughed. Your brother knows about this because
Yeah.
Chuck D was there. Killa didn't fit too well with your boy Travioli here, you know, and back then I didn't know about Travioli, so I changed mine to Kid. So it went from Killer to Kid because I wanted to keep the K. And if you remember back in the day, the old people like me, House Party was one of the coolest fucking shows in the world, and like Kid and Play was the shit. So like I definitely, that's where I took Kid on. It fit better than Killer anyway. But yeah, everybody had to have a nickname. Did you ever have to have one, J Dog? Anybody ever give you a nickname?
Nicknames? Oh yeah, I actually had several.
What's one that's been the longest sticking?
Geddy Lee.
Ooh. And where did that come from?
I went to a college party. The host of the party swung open the door. he seen me. He said, "Geddy Lee!" And from there on out, that was my name. Which is funny because there were a lot of people that I partied with that never ever knew my real name.
Just knew you by the nickname.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how we go on the show. You know, we talk about this being back in the day, but we think about we got it now.
Yeah, we still
Got
have
Mr.
them.
Show Me Green, Mr. J Dog, and
Yeah.
Travioli here, so we still sticking with the nicknames.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to fire up this hash hole. If you guys don't know what a hash hole is, which we've talked about before, this is going to be a 2-gram flour with half a gram of rosin all the way through it, wearing perfectly in the center, like Show Me Green did on the last episode. He made his own, which did really well.
Yes, it did.
The EOE filter that he had really helped as well. This has a big wooden filter with 2, 4, 6, 7 holes in it, like a honeycomb.
Yeah, the filter is critical, man, for that airflow.
Because if not, you're running.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to have to sneak out of the show to turn the fan on. I done got the fan on. As you can tell, that's happening. But this is called Federal Reserve. This is supposed to be one of the best hash holes that's won the most awards. And I was excited that I got to get it, and I saved it until the show today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. It's a log.
It is a log.
Yep.
In fact, I'm going to pull my chair up because we're going to sit
Yeah.
down for this. So we were talking about a little bit before the show, and there's a lot going on. And everybody's wondering what's, signing this number 3, making, I know, bro, it's at Federal Reserve. And since we're talking about federal weed, kind of, I figured it'd be perfect fitting. But there's a lot we got to research, and we know we all got to read about a lot. But with the new signing happening, everybody's wondering what does it actually mean, like Schedule 3. It sounds scary, but we don't really know. I don't fully know everything because I need to listen and read a bunch. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing, in my opinion, is that it'll change the tax laws. 280E will no longer apply, so companies will have normal business write-offs, which is amazing because to run a store, as your boy Travioli does, it takes a lot. And there's a lot of shit that can make it easier and better and easier, but it's harder to get because the funds aren't there. Because you can't write cannabis off. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think whenever we do the penny giveaway, or, you can't do that anymore. That's another subject. Giving away for a penny, you can't because it rounds it down to 0 because there are no pennies
There's
now.
no pennies.
And that's a felon. That's a federal. You can't
So
do
you
that.
gotta do nickels.
We got to do nickels. So now you can get it for a nickel. But yeah, now the companies are going to be able to do that. Should add 20-30% profit to the bottom line. So that's going to help some, and it should go down and lower prices of the weed, hopefully for you guys. Like as far as like consumer base. Again, we don't really know fully what's happening 100%, but we're going to see. And I know the big thing that they keep saying on the news, because that's what they want us to hear, is, weed's going to be a little bit cheaper to the consumer.
That smells real good now.
Yeah, we're hitting the hash on there.
Yep.
Funding and banking will be another key change. I'm sure a bunch of banks and lenders that, probably they weren't able to touch it. Now they can get their hands on it. That's going to help them as well. Open money up for medical tests, research. That's a big one too, which we were talking about. And I'm going to go ahead and pause and put the phone down on that because you guys were talking a little bit about that when I was setting the studio up.
Yeah.
That's scary. That possibly could go wrong south. I mean, I understand doing research, but are they researching it to maybe change form?
Well, I don't know. So yeah, Jim and I we were talking about it, and it's just there's so many questions that are still left in the air, just up in the air. One of the big ones is, are there even going to be cultivation facilities anymore that are privately owned?
Right.
Because they have a different license, man. Like the DEA is in charge of Schedule 3.
Right.
And anabolic steroids and stuff like that, and those are different licenses than what they have. So are like, do the cultivation facilities that are up and running now, do they get like grandfathered over to that? Like, what happens? Are they even still allowed to take and be manufacturing or growing and manufacturing cannabis products now that their licenses say it's a Schedule 1, but it's actually Schedule 3? So just through clerical, I could see it getting shut down a little bit, but I don't know, right?
I feel it's going to cost a lot of people money. People that's already put in this money for the last 5 years on trying to find a foundation and get SOPs written and everything that can follow guidelines, even testing standards. Like, they're ISO as well. So they're not just state regulated; they are ISO as well. So that's globally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to know who's going to be taking over, who you're going to be listening, who's going to be popping up. Because even in a dispensary now, and this sounds crazy, and some of you might not know this, very unlikely to happen, but it is still a federally illegal drug.
Right.
Feds could walk into my dispensary and could shut us down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's terrifying. I mean, it's least likely to happen because of everything going on right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, fuck, you got gas stations slinging weed too right now. You know what I mean? But as far as like just knowing that, I think that's crazy.
But see, that's where I can see the DEA coming in then and starting to make the federal government more money again.
That's
by coming in and busting the gas
and doing the fine,
stuff like that to begin with.
And that's probably what they're going to do. Right. The thing is where's demand at? Like, how many federal agents to all these bullshit shops? Like, you know what I mean? Where, when you talk U.S., the entire U.S. and it being federal, like, who? I just don't think the ratio is there. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like right now the reason why it's so out of control is because there isn't enough people to balance it or be able to, like, regulate it. That's what I'm looking for. Regulate it, per se. It's just, it's happening.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's kind of a hard topic, man. Like, because you don't want to say too much, right, and you don't want to get people stirred up over it.
Right.
You know, this is all just. None of this is definite. We don't know what's going to happen. These are just questions that pop into our heads for the listeners, you know.
Schedule 3 drugs are controlled substances with a potential for abuse less than Schedules 1 or 2 drugs. A currently accepted medical use in U.S. and the potential to cause moderate or low psychic dependence or high psychological dependence. These drugs are legal, available by prescriptions, with specific federal regulations regarding dispensing and refilling.
Yeah, so how is a federally illegal product being federally regulated?
That's a good question. I mean, honestly, I don't have an answer.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
They don't.
So, so what does that mean, that you're going to have to go see your doctor and they're going to have to give you a prescription and then there goes recreational for all the states that have already passed it? Like, does that mean that
they're just now getting to the point where they can do these testing and researches? You know what I mean? We just, with this being scheduled, it opens up testing, studies. With that being said, why am I reading this on the computer already when we haven't really got that? California's been doing it forever. I understand that. But they've probably been limited on what they can do, or we would have it faxed now. You know what I mean? That was over 20 years ago, bro. I remember going to your brother's wedding, Joe, and your cousin was the first person I ever seen in my life that had a fucking paper that said I can have weed. Yeah. Do you know how cool that was, that I was out there being the stoner I was and meeting this dude from California? And besides him being a hella cool dude, he pulled out this fucking piece of paper, and I'm like, you got paper that says you can have weed? And that just was the coolest fucking thing ever.
I'd have been in awe too. It'd have been like, wow.
Do you know what cousin that was? Or
That's cousin John.
Cousin John, yeah. Hella cool dude.
Yeah.
But just like, it's, I always think of people that get in trouble, because I got a lot of family members and none real close, but I have them. They don't have that ID, because they got it taken away, but they got that piece of paper.
Yeah.
I got that paper. So, and I laugh when people come in the shop because you get a name change or address change, you got to have that. But like every time you pull that paper out, I always think, what did you do? Usually it's I got married or moved, but I always think, the worst, Yeah, so as far as the Schedule 3, we'll have to see. They're going to be doing testing. I hope they don't, talk about like we did on one show, regulate the percentages where it can't get where it needs to be. Because as long as we got that spread for everybody and you want to get from the street, that's cool. But if you're new and you want to step into this, like there is a big crowd of that people that are trying to learn because they know the shit ain't like it used to be back in the day. It ain't 7%. Yeah. It ain't 10%. This shit's 34 fucking %.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's like 68, 70%.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it easy on that for a minute.
Yeah, might put this in the big ass tray for a minute. But yeah, with that happening, we'll see. We'll keep the podcast going until someone tells us not to.
Yeah. Yep.
And we'll update you as much as we get to learn. But I know that when it comes to like other examples of common Schedule 3 drugs, ketamine, that's a huge one. You can find it anywhere. Usually used for any veterinarian or pet medicine. So I guess pain. It's good for pain, they say. If you want to know my opinion on that, which I've never done it, and I'm not a doctor and I'm not licensed, I just graduated from Leadwood. If you have a pain pill addiction and you use ketamine to help you not do something that is more dangerous, riskier, I can see that and I respect that. If you don't want to have a high opiate problem, I understand that. If you don't have a problem, I'm going that too, right? If you don't have a problem, why would you start a problem?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Why would you hear somebody say, "Hey, that gives me a lot of energy. I want that's going to help me. I'm going to try that." That ain't it. Try V8 juice. You know what I mean? Try something. Why would you? Don't create a problem if you don't have a problem. You know what I mean? And that's why it's nice to have shops to go in and actually be able to ask and figure out what it is that you're looking for. I mean, that's what every bud tender should be asking anyone is what is it? What's the effects you're looking for? What brings you in here? What's keeping you from going to your dude down by the river? I don't know why I said down by the river. We ain't got no river, but
We got a couple of them.
but you know what I mean. That's one. That is another one. Another one is steroids. That's a steroid 3.
Yep.
And limited quantities of codeine, like Tylenol with codeine, less than 90 milligrams of codeine per dose. And weed. We're going to put weed in that category now.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Man,
I mean,
it's
antibiotics, I can be like, I can understand that. Steroids, maybe.
yeah.
Ketamine, not really.
No. I'm still of opinion that it should just be
Suboxone
descheduled.
is also in there. Yeah, right. I 100%.
It's hard to lump in with the others.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
When you look at...
They're all for very different things, too. Like, steroids is for being a fucking bodybuilder. Like,
Body or weak immune system.
Yeah. They all seem to be... One is for pain management. That's... maybe if you're a bodybuilder, you might need some of that, But, like, they're all pretty different things.
Right.
So it's like all the stuff that doesn't fit into these generalized categories, they take and they bump down to schedules.
just
Do you
throw
think...
it all in there?
Yeah.
Do you think they're looping them with opiates, with codeine and stuff like that, pain, because we say cannabis helps pain? So they're like, pain? Well, codeine helps pain, so we're going to slack them together. Which isn't right.
Same category.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. So we're, like we said a minute ago, we're just now getting to the point where we can do research and studies on that. So I hate that we're even reading this shit because it's probably going to change here soon.
Yeah.
Well, and so many studies are just showing all the benefits.
Yeah.
And it's just been so nice to see. And so, yeah, I really hate the I think the worst case too on it as far as I think of big business wanting money
Yeah.
Yeah.
and wanting a portion.
And Michigan's a big state of that. Just knowing that they were at 11%, they're adding 24% tax now.
Right.
35% tax because of money.
Yep. Yeah. And that's just it. It's always that greed.
So that's the research. That's the research money. They got to get that money from somewhere. They don't got that equipment. That's what's and what's also crazy is all these fucking states test different. Like Missouri's one of the few that test for heavy metals.
right.
90% of cones fall on a stainless table, a metal table. I mean, it's a machine that's gluing them and rolling them. It's usually, I don't know how it works. I'd like to see that, but yeah, you can fill a joint because the paper has heavy metal.
Yeah.
And what do you do? What do you put your weed in before you roll it?
Yeah, the grinder.
You put it in a fucking grinder. Is that grinder? What's that made of? 90% of the time, some type of metal. And depending on what flea market you went to, it could be copper. You know what? What I mean?
that's
Aluminum.
true. Very true, man.
Or it could be lead if you order
Or
it
lead.
from overseas.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's why you gotta go with hemp products, man.
For
Go
real.
with the hemp
Yeah.
products.
Yeah. All the way.
They make hemp grinders.
Yeah, that's
know?
what the shredder. Look
Yeah.
it up. That's what I use. It's like it's hemp.
Mm-hmm.
So I figure if it shaves off, it's just another form of weed. No.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. I'd rather be, smoking on a little bit of
plant
hemp
material,
than
right.
than shaving a copper, or a shard of aluminum or something. Coke can days are behind us, fellas.
Man, I smoked out I smoked out of
Oh man, no doubt.
so many cans and so many little brass pipes.
The little brass, yeah.
With the rubber?
Yeah, and we all had one. They had that little lid that you could.
Well,
screw
actually,
down
you
on
could
it.
go to a hardware store and you could make one real quick.
I never did that, but
Oh, yeah.
it would be cool.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Show Me Green's brother, one day we worked together at Pizza Hut when we were younger, and weed wasn't as fluent as it is now. We weren't really drowning in weed like we are these days. Times got rough, especially around November, December.
Yeah, when it went dry.
Oh, it was the worst.
Scraping resin.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what most of us did.
Cleaning the pipe like crazy. Yes.
That's what most of us did, but not Mr. Show Me Green's brother. And Chuck D, this is a shout out to you. Mr. Chuck D had one of these brass pipes because that's what it was back in the day. That or aluminum can. And we worked at Pizza Hut. And this Pizza Hut's no longer where it is. They've rebuilt it. So don't think this is something that's currently still there. Chuck's like, we can put this weed pipe in the spaghetti boiler and boil the resin off, and then we'll filter it through a coffee filter, and we'll smoke that resin that's left out of this pipe. 16-year-old Travis is like, I'm down. Didn't have the knowledge of what that motherfucker would smell like. So we are 2 hours from close. Mr. Chuck D himself is in the back. Delivery driver. Oh, no, he was a waiter. He was doing dishes. Had the spaghetti thing on. Dropped his pipe down in that thing. I'm out there waiting tables. I smell it. The customers smell it. You can't make it go away. We didn't know about ozone, that Ozy spray. We didn't know about that shit back in the 90s. Like, that wasn't a thing. This is like 99, 2000, okay? We go back and I'm looking down in there, and yeah, shit's coming off that pipe, but it stinks. Manager smells it. Yeah. We didn't get in trouble because we all were planning on smoking it. But that's the struggle that it was in the 90s. And it's just, I bring that up because
That's a good one.
it was a brass pipe.
Yeah.
And it did. We boiled it, and Chuck knew exactly how to get it off, but we didn't think about the smell. And yeah, there ain't nothing that smells worse than resin.
Oh man, it's rough.
Resin's not the resin that you buy now in the in the dispo.
Oh, no.
When
This
every
is
time
the
I hear,
black tar out of your
Oh,
pipes,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Like lumpy black
had to be
tar.
had to have been so horrible for
if
the
you're
lungs.
if you've
but
ever
I
hit a
mean,
one hitter and looked in the mirror and you got that shit on your lip, that's resin. If you go into a shop now, even now there's live resin, and I'm like, man, I just hate they called it that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it is darker, and you can tell it's got some kind of extraction, but it's not the resin we dealt with in the 90s. So
Yeah. Well, I had a little film canister. That,
Yes.
When I'd clean stuff with, I'd scrape
Collect it?
into the lid and collect it for those
Yep.
times of being completely dry.
hitting your pipe is like sizzling. 100%. How many pipes have you broken trying to clean.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
Yep.
the bottom of the bowls.
Yep.
Like you just reach in there and you're trying, and you got something that's kind of sharp, and you, boom, right there, poke a hole right in the side of the bowl. I've had that happen.
I had
a
an
few
elephant
times.
pipe that you hit the trunk, and the butthole was the carb.
Yeah.
And I had that when I first met Amy, and I was on the road with my dad. I was really young, and I remember her calling me, being like, because she was the best resin collector. This girl could collect resin out of a pipe like no other, but she broke it, and she felt so bad. So when we first got together, and that's what she was doing. She was trying to collect the resin, scrape it, and get it out.
Yeah.
You know, toilet paper. Wad it up in toilet paper because then you can burn the toilet paper off. I'm like, Amy, that's a brilliant. I've never seen that. I always had it on my finger, but she get a little piece of toilet paper and then you just burn the paper off. And I'm like, that's brilliant. That was the struggle that
Yeah.
people don't know
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy now. Like they just grab a vape
As soon as you
pen.
said canister and you collected it, that's what we would do. I would go to save
Well,
a lot.
and actually, all the roaches went in the
Yeah,
lead.
save roaches.
Right, and that
Yeah.
way, you know, like I said, when it was the rough time, I mean, the roaches were first smoked, you
Yeah.
know, but then you got into the resin.
Dude, I used to, with that brass pipe, you remember how you could unscrew it in the middle and you had the round? It was
Yeah,
like the-
just the threaded part of the.
Dude, I used to take and put a bud in there, not like so it was super tight, but I put a bud in that, and then after I smoked a bunch, it would be all black.
You made the first moon rock. Show me green. You made the first moon rock, and we just now found it on fucking December 21st, 2025 at 11:36.
Yeah, but no, that's what we, and I keep that all the way through the bag, and then finally you'd have one that, but man, it tasted fucking horrible.
Oh,
It did.
It was so
Oh,
bad,
yeah.
but it got you so high. Like,
Yeah.
I was thinking about it being Christmas because, you know, we celebrated Christmas before we started the podcast. We gave gifts out. Thank you guys for your gifts. I love them. We got a poster. J-Dog put a lot of work in. We got little mini posters of Josh Heinrich, which was awesome. That was like one of the best. That's probably the time of the year. I wanted 5 because we just had so many this year. This year has been really great. I've been very blessed and very lucky that it's still going.
Yes.
But Christmas, my wife likes to say I'm humbug or what do you call Grinch?
Ebenezer.
I'm just
Scrooge.
not but like I told her, after my birthday, I kind of get into it a little more. But yeah, just the jingle bells on your birthday is not really what you want to fucking, celebrate.
Yeah, it all
So-
goes back to the birthday.
It always does. So now it's in the past, and now we got Christmas coming, and we had a great year. I feel very lucky to have you guys on the squad here. Things to come. Definitely getting a new camera and a mixer, which is going to help with just making things a little more easygoing, fun, crazy.
Start refining things.
I need those auto buttons that do noises and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, like the clapping. And
Yeah, because I've been working really hard on trying to be that guy like off Police Academy where I'm like making woo woo woo, and my wife just gets mad at me practicing. I try telling her that I don't have the mixer to do it, so I need to work on these voices so I can do them fluently. And she shuts that shit down. That's what 21 years of being together does. But yeah, we were talking too about Christmas, and I asked her. I was like, and I want to ask you guys, stoners in North Pole, Mr. Santa Claus. What would Santa Claus probably smoke out of, and what do you think his favorite strain would be? I would say he's probably a pipe smoker, and his probably strain that I think I foresee him liking would probably be Northern Lights.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
call.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And that's
Nice,
just the
yeah.
stoner in me saying he
Yeah.
flies through there. He probably loves that. It's probably, if I was Santa and I needed to smoke and I needed to fly a sleigh, I'd go through Northern Lights.
I could see Santa honestly smoking a hookah in his sleigh. So it's just like a hose that comes out of his sleigh while he's
So it's like
riding.
in the sleigh, maybe a
Yeah.
box, like
Yeah.
a box that he
Built
keeps
in.
in.
Dude, he has
Yeah.
like a dab box.
And he probably has the tiniest elf in there to load it.
Yeah. Dude,
That's the
Santa
next
has dab
Christmas
elves.
story. We're going to work on that. That's what I'm working on in 2026 is the story of the elf that keeps Santa's dab.
Stoned.
He keeps his stone, but
Yeah.
he keeps his dab loaded in the sleigh.
So,
What a strain, though?
yeah, that's what I was just trying to think of.
A hookah would be heavy smoke. So probably something infused. Probably got rosin in it.
Yeah.
Probably a fucking hash hole.
Dude, I have a strain called Grinch grass. So maybe he'd
What?
be smoking Grinch grass.
That's cool.
That
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah. So maybe he's smoking Grinch grass. hitting a hookah or a dab.
What about you, J-Dog?
I can't beat that at
You
all.
can't.
No way. Man.
Well, let's take. All
I
right.
can picture the hookah all the way built into the sled.
So I built into the Northern Lights. He's dived
I can
into
see him just
the
flying
hookah.
along.
Yeah.
So won't
I
you
think
won't you
Northern
take
Lights
us
through a
to
hookah. That's a beautiful
won't you take
combination.
us south, J Dog? Where would Santa? What would he be smoking on going south where it's hot?
Huh.
Maybe something with some piney.
Oh, it would have to be a tropical.
Something,
tropical
okay.
for sure.
Ooh, I can see maybe something purple.
Yeah.
Maybe some cherries, Tropicana cherries.
Dude, I think that that one that I rolled up last week,
Oh,
Something.
that one that had the pineapple
oh,
turt
that's
pearl
what I
on the
was
back.
ice cream
Yeah.
cake and
Oh, yeah.
clementine
Yeah,
with the
no
pineapple.
doubt.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think
That
that'd be
tasted
perfect
really,
if he was
really
going
good.
south.
Yeah.
That would be the
Yeah.
smoothie.
Yeah.
That's what you called it. Did you remake that when you got home?
Yes,
Yeah, that was really good.
I did. I ran out of the pine drip. I'm gonna have to grab a couple.
Oh.
For sure, for sure. You can take that whole box. It's
All right.
Christmas time, bro.
I love those things.
I
man.
just
That's so
I don't
good.
use them, so go ahead and take that too.
That's just a beautiful combination right there, man.
J Dog was going to wear a new sweater. J Dog, would you like to hold that sweater up? Maybe you'll hand it to me. I'll so J Dog ordered the sweater he was going to wear for Christmas, and
Yeah,
and
this
it's
was
actually
going to be my Christmas sweater for the show.
the quality is amazing. Before I open this shirt, I want to say the quality is amazing. The photo work is amazing, and I even got my glasses on, so it's not. I'm not bullshitting.
Yeah, I ordered this from overseas. This is an extra large. Yeah,
Put it on your chest.
There you go.
it's definitely going on Lorelei.
It's made for that. But look at the picture.
Oh man, great picture though.
It is
I like
great.
the design picture of her on there.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
baby sweater.
Now here's the thing: if it was required to wear it, and you had to wear that, J Dog,
Oh yeah, that would look good.
that
I'd be like this the whole time.
Hulking out.
Like those kangaroos with the muscle.
Oh yeah,
Right.
big old Terminators.
It's so good about the
Looking
holiday
kangaroo.
though, and even you said, Show Me Green, you come in on, Christmas with stoners is different. It's
It
easier.
is. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're getting ready to do in the industry, Christmas is always celebrated later because there's too much shit going on. Then the end of the year. But 18th, we're having our Christmas party at the Underground at the work. Amazing people. I love the staff. They're all incredible. They each bring so much to the table. So we're supposed to do like a white elephant gift. And I only think of the Michael Scott office and, him buying the iPod and being mad no one spent $300 like he did. But I also am like, it's different. You know what I mean? It's something fun. But, I don't know. I don't like people taking their gift from me.
Oh, wait till you get something that you really like.
Right. Well, I'm not going to ruin it like I did on the last episode. If you watched the last episode, I told you what the plan is. I'm not going to repeat it, but hopefully that'll work out. But either way, it'll be fun just being able to get around and smoke. Just to let you guys know, not only did I buy you guys those weed boxes, I bought
Yeah,
each
that's
of
so
my.
cool, too.
I got each
Yeah.
of my bud tenders, one of those as well. So
Wow. Yeah.
Amy went over. She's kind, and we picked up 14 of those the other day. Like she was balling with toolboxes, and we were just making it rain little weed boxes. But I love mine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's easy.
Yeah,
Nice
no,
thing to
I-
have. I do recommend putting cork under it if you got a nice table because it will scratch it because it's made for tools. I ain't got a tool needed for me to do a damn thing except light a torch, maybe.
Dab tool.
Right. Well, the torches fit in there.
There you go.
And then I do have a dab tool. But other than that, yeah, man, holidays coming on. Chiefs, unfortunately, are down. We still show love.
Yeah.
I also heard bad news that they possibly are getting a new stadium, but on the other state line. So they are building a new stadium. It's supposed to be done 2030. So it's whenever Mahomes' contract's over.
Yep.
So he's going to finish out in KC, Missouri, which I think is going to be interesting for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Even though he tore his ACL, he's
Yeah,
getting that surgery.
yeah,
It looks
hopefully
like he's recovering.
Yeah.
My wife was watching Swift show the other day, and I got sucked into that fucking quick, bro. Listening to Travis and her talk, and I'm like, it's neat because they share so much in common. And I'm like, I'm not sitting in this house 3 hours watching this fucking Taylor Swift goddamn documentary.
Yeah, you did though.
I did 35 minutes. Jay. No, you know, you know, I did a little bit. I can't lie. It's something.
Yeah.
She was like,
Once you were talking about they have so much in common.
yeah, they had so much in common. They were talking about being in the studio or not in the studio. They're in the studio. They're in a stadium. You know, millions of people, or not millions of people, but hundreds and thousands of people watching. You know, one's performing, and they're both performing. Just one's singing, one's playing football. You know, in stadiums. Like, she's like, to find someone doing the same, being on the same level and shit. And I'm like, that's so high up there that it was almost like normal. You know what I mean? And then I was like, babe, I'm going to the garage. And because I can't watch this shit no more. And I came out here, and I was out here for 6 hours with my brother Nick, just watching football on TV and smoking and trying to play guitar.
It sounds like a great time.
It was a good time, but yeah. Don't get sucked into that shit. Don't even turn it on. You don't have a choice. It just happens. It shows up on your TV, and your stoned ass is sitting there, and you're like, "What is this?" And then you're like, "Is this a Swift show?" And then you're already in 35, 40 minutes, man. At least until the buzz wears off. At least.
You start to finally come out of it, and you're like, "Oh no, what have I done?"
Yeah. You start coming on a podcast telling your homies about it and your listeners. That might be that Federal Reserve.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh man.
But with that being said, you know, we're flossing on Davis Crossing this year. I want to thank you. This might be the last one of this year, maybe. Things are going on. We'll start next year strong. Things I want to look forward to is doing more demonstrations like we did the rosin press. J-Dog getting in here flipping some cotton candy, showing some infusionations. We can get it done. I'm going to get a better camera. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Big things to come.
Yeah.
Events.
Now that winter's here,
Yep.
we gotta get some.
I think we're going to go to
walks
Mocan.
going.
We didn't talk about it, but I think we're going to go Mocan this year.
Oh yeah.
Mocana or something.
Okay. Cool.
Because it was a good time last time. And J-Dog missed out on that, sadly.
Yeah, I did miss
Yeah.
out.
And that was a
Yeah.
bummer because it was a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Tell your sister to stay away this time.
Yeah.
I
We'll look
really
at-
did miss out on that
We'll
one.
look out on the date, and we'll tell way ahead of time. But yeah, that I look forward to doing a lot of interviews. I actually have some people in the industry that come through, and I told about the podcast, and they are very interested in coming in and talking about their brands.
Yeah, cool.
So Camino is one of them. Camino is a really good gummy. I love it. Gummies, it's really, the texture of it's phenomenal. It's like a fruit snack
I'm
versus
all
a
about
gummy.
the edibles anyway.
You
so,
are,
yeah.
and these are fast acting. They got sours that are actually sour, but they want to come on and talk about their products, and it kind of opened my eyes on some things. And I'm like, we might do that this year too.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
So
That'll be cool.
get out to the underground, check out these comedy events. Every month there is one. We'll be posting and talking about it likewise. Other than that, I hope everybody has a good Christmas. I hope you guys do, your family do. Nothing but good spirits for everybody. You listeners, please follow, subscribe, share, all that jazz.
Yeah. We appreciate all y'all.
Definitely.
Ho, ho, ho.
And any questions?
Questions? Yeah, there was a lady that came up in the store, and she's a listener, and I want to give a shout out to her because I can't think of her name right off the hand. But she came in and she asked me if I was who I was and do the podcast, and said they enjoy it and they listen to it every week. And I'm like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, I still love it. So
I do
if
like
you
that
listen,
too.
please
That's
say
nice.
something to us.
Yeah.
If you see us, we want to shake your hand. We want to know you. We ain't even opposed to have you on. Just shit, get at us, right? But with that being said, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We might put something on later, but not sure. Might wait until first of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how stoners work. Peace.